Hello, my name is Cameron McKenzie, and today we're going to be looking at live tracking within Fusion Operations. Now, some of you might be familiar with ProdSmart. Fusion Operations is the newly rebranded ProdSmart. So we have gone through a bit of a name change, but we still got the same great functionality within the product. And today we're going to be looking specifically at the live tracking functionality within the product. So within our current setup, we have a few production orders that have gone through in the background. If I go over to our production orders tab, we can see that we've got a few productions that are waiting for action, and some of those that have already had some action against them. So we've got the ability directly from inside here, not only to view at a top level the different jobs that are potentially required against each of these production orders, but we've also got a dashboard available to us with live time feedback available. So from within the dashboard itself, we can see live reporting against the productivity of a company, the availability within our teams, and then the quality that comes out of the different production orders as well. So we're going to be looking at how these values are traceable, not only post-production, so once we've created and shipped our orders, but we've also got the live traceability of this as well. So within the interface, we've got different ways of inputting data. We can either go directly through the administration dashboard, which we're currently seeing on the main screen over here, or we've got the tablet or smartphone or whichever other interface you might be using to input the data as well. I've got a little representation of it to the right hand side over here. So this can be done directly from an administrator machine, if you would. So we've got the ability to do so from a desktop, from a workstation, but we can also add this type of information in on a mobile device, whether it be on a tablet or whether it be on a smartphone itself. And so directly from inside here, any worker within the relevant areas would be able to go and insert production. They'd also be able to punch clock if you're wanting this for a resource management process as well, in terms of your workers clocking in and out. In this case, we're just going to be looking at the production itself. So if I start to insert production, I'd sign in with a worker ID. In this case, I'll start off with 0. And I am currently in as my jack of all trades, and I begin the process on production order 13, which is currently requesting some of the brackets over here. It's currently in the laser cutting phase, and as soon as I click on that, we can see that the production has started within that, and we should start to see some metrics changing on the main dashboard, again live as this is going on. As soon as that job has been completed and processed, we can go and insert the final production as the same user, and it will then begin to prompt us with the quantities that we've managed to complete as part of this process. Now, if I go and say that I've completed 4 of these products, but some of them were damaged or out of tolerance, I'd say maybe 2 of them during this process were damaged. We've got the ability to hit OK on there, and this will then start to add that information in. So at the end of our confirmation screen over here, we've got the ability to say how many products were completed and what was the wastage as part of this process as well. As soon as I submit this over here, it might take a few more seconds for the main window to update, but we can start to see that the quality begins to reduce based on today's numbers. Our productivity has potentially reduced ever so slightly as well, because I did this job a little slower than was expected as part of the process itself, but the availability has remained true because this worker, as I was signed in, has already completed that. We can also see in the background that these jobs have updated directly inside of the feed as well. If we go back into our production order over here, you'll see that some of these production orders, though they are logged, they haven't been activated yet. So I can go in and activate these directly from inside of this as an administrator when these jobs need to be enacted, when they need to be started. So I can see that, first of all, my production orders 11 and 13 have been completed. So if I've decided that actually these are done, they need to be shipped off, we can go and finish these and close these production orders directly from inside here, removing any unnecessary loading of extra data from inside of our main screen over here. We can at any point in time look at all of our closed production orders as well, and we can see all of the production orders that have been closed over the last few weeks or months and so on. As soon as, again, we're wanting to activate these other production orders and make them available for our workers, we can go and activate these directly from inside of this menu, which can be customized if you'd prefer not to be able to activate them manually, and you prefer as soon as you create the production orders for them to automatically be activated. That can also be done. But you'll notice now, as soon as I go into the worker input or the tablet input from this side and sign in again as the same user, those production orders are now available for selection as part of the process. So for production order 14, I can go in and say that I'm going to start work on cutting of this particular component. And then I'll go in and sign in as a secondary user. If this is a station that is manned by multiple different users and you'd rather have one source of input, I can go in as worker 1 this time around. And say that as worker 1, I'm starting production on production order 15 as well. So this production order 15 is meant to take a little longer than the 14. And while those are going on, you'll start to see that in the background, again, we've got information that's ticking over. So if I go back to my dashboard, I can see that our production order 15 has started, and we can see in the feed itself that we've got both machine worker, which is worker 1, has started on production order 15, and the laser cutting machine has started on production order 14 inside of this list. If we then go and look down at the individual machines as we go through, so we can go into our records at any point in time. This type of information can also be brought up in other dashboards, so you can add other dashboards to your home screen if you wanted to. But if I go down to my machines and the status of each of these machines, you'll start to see that the same information is then reflecting against each of the machines that are currently active. So every machine that is currently being used as part of a production will be listed inside here. So I've got my laser cutter beginning over there. Same for my workers. If I go to my workers and the status against my workers, I can see that my jack of all trades is working on production order 14 and machine worker is working on production order 15. And same for our machines, as well as then our operations as well. So we can see which operations are currently activated and which product they're working on as well. So we've got our bracket up at the top and we've got our consumer product at the top as well, and how many have been ended in the last hour and so on. So we've got real good immediate feedback as to how each of these go through their individual processes live, and this can be either added or viewed rather directly from inside of the administration portal, or we can also have reading devices. We can have display devices. So if you want to push this information to a screen and it's continuously grabbing that information and showing any live feedback as well, you've got the ability to do so. So again, at the bottom of the screen over here, we've got the production orders that are in progress and the ones that have been completed so far today. So this is a today view, and as soon as I insert the final production against my worker 0, which is my jack of all trades, I'll just say that we don't have any waste for this particular one. Hit confirm, submit that through. That is now completed with a production score, and then should pass that information over, and we can see that our quality has increased. Our productivity hasn't really budged because we're quite a bit over our productivity for the day by entering a few bigger jobs in a shorter space of time than was initially expected. But that's just a quick overview of the different live functionalities available from within Fusion Operations. If you would like to see or hear any more about this, please do feel free to get in contact with us. Other than that, thank you for your time and see you in the next one. Bye for now.